Valtronics! It has been... Well, it's not that long, but it feels like it's been a long time. How are you doing, Val? Thank you for handing in your tickets. We do give you them back, by the way. We just punch the ticket. It's one of those things. So you can keep it as a commemorative thing if you'd like. Valtronics, did you ever see Valbrave the Liberator? We're at seat A5. It should be in the back. We do it back to front here. By the way, I don't know if you've ever been to Wales before, but in Welsh, there is there's two characters which are kind of representative of different letters. One of them is LL, which sounds more like an English CL sound, and the other one is a DD, which sounds more like an English TH. And when you go to like Welsh cinemas sometimes, they'll have these as separate rows. Like you'll have like row L, and then you'll have row LL, and you'll have row D, and then row DD, and then row E. Just a fun little thing I thought about. I was really surprised when I first saw it. I think it's more common in the north, but that's where there are more native Welsh speakers anyway. I knew this girl once, and she was... I don't know if I mentioned this to you whilst you've been in stream before, but I knew this girl, and she went to a very strict Welsh school, and she can speak Welsh fine. She can speak both Welsh and English absolutely fine, but she went to this very strict school, and they would punish you if you spoke English. Like if you spoke any English, you would like be kept behind school. You'd like be forced to write lines, anything, stuff like that. It was really, really like draconian. But I understand why they're trying to like preserve a culture there. But also like a lot of people will just speak English anyway because it's what they'll use in daily life. The amount of times I've bumped into people in Wales and it's like they'll say something and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm English, and they'll just speak in English and it's fine. What is your question, Val? Man, I keep thinking of Valbrave the Liberator now. What a show. How did I get the subscriber badge? Did you get gifted one? 1 month subscriber, apparently. Hang on, I'm gonna check if you gifted a subscription at all, or if you subscribed at all. Well, I can't. The feed won't go that far back. Wait, can we filter it out? Mayhaps. Hang on, let's look at that. Gifted subs. Okay, so I can't check that far back apparently, but you know what? That's okay. Let's just assume you got gifted it, unless you actually did buy one, you just don't remember. This is the 1 month free trial. So like 1 month free trials, right? I'm going down a bit. 1 month free trials. Haven't like a lot of like services up their prices and stuff, like Netflix and everything like that? Haven't they all like up their price and everything? So now like free trials are more valuable than ever. Look at those emotes go. All those emotes courtesy of Dance of Winter. Actually, except for the Elijah Payne one. I won that as part of a competition, actually. So yeah, fun story. My pal Mimiuchi, she recommended me take part in this competition to do the best Ara, and I thought, you know what? Why not? What do I have to lose? And I won first place, apparently. Which I was surprised by. I didn't think it was that good, but everyone was quite impressed by it, apparently. So they're like, yeah, that's why I have Ara competition winner as a tag. Wait, is it there? Yeah. And yeah, I got that emote as a prize. And they're like, you know what, I could do with a pain emote. There's too much happiness in these emotes. There's crying, I'm not a big cry guy. Actually, I don't remember the last time I physically cried. I've not physically cried for years. I've been sad by things, but I've not, like, physically cried. I find it very difficult to do that. I don't know why. It's weird. I remember you should create a custom sub-tier badge for your channel. I should do that. Honestly, there's a bunch of, like, assets I'm wanting to update, because I've been doing this for 2 years now, and, like, you know what? I think it's about time I do something. There's, like, a bunch of assets I want to do. Yeah, one of my favorites, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the person Lucy Pyer, but she has these little mascots with, like, different outfits on as the subscriber badge in different colors and everything. It's cute. Yes, a mask would be really nice for it. I need to make, like, a points badge as well. Points badge? You know what I mean, a points symbol. Yes. But yeah, I'm wanting to update everything. I have asked my moderator, Buster, because he does, like, art stuff and graphic design stuff, if he'd be willing to do stuff. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get something sorted out and commissioned and everything. I have a few suggestions. I would love to hear them, Val. I don't want to fill the chat with suggestions. You know what? Any suggestion is a good suggestion. Except, I lied. That's not true. That is not true. Every suggestion is actually terrible. If you suggest anything, I will kill you. 1 second. No problem. We have all the time in the world. Well, not all the time in the world. But you know. Man, I love this cool Porygon card. Leaves seat and leaves the theater. With 1 second, guys. I'll be back in just a moment. Just a moment, guys. We'll be back in 1 moment. Two hours later. No, honestly, if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see, I'm up for it. Grabs a dictionary. You know, I appreciate you not using your phone. You turned your phone off when entering the theatre, and I appreciate that. Or at least turned it on airplane mode. Or you just didn't have a dictionary on your phone. In which case, that's fair. Or maybe you lack data to do that. Ahem. We're waiting, we're pausing, we're champing. We are indeed pause and champing. You could make those into drama masks. I've actually thinking of just making the points into tickets all along, but I've just not got round to it. But that is a good suggestion. It's still a good suggestion. I do have some different designs for the mask as well. Maybe if I'm able to afford another costume one day, I'll be able to do that. Sub-tier could be the tickets. Fair enough. I think either way works fine. The golden ticket. So get this tier 3 sub. I don't think I'd ever get a tier 3 sub though. Or is that just like certain month time go? Yeah, I guess like when I started, I kind of figured a lot of those things were just kind of foibles, which are like not necessary. Is that greater than tier 3? No, surely not. Could go to yeah, I see. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess doing a time one makes more sense then, doesn't it? I know, like, it's really annoying. In the UK, the prices for Twitch subs have changed. I think you're doing maybe simul streaming on YouTube as well. I do have like 300 subscribers on YouTube because of this one video I made, which kind of went a little viral. Unfortunately, nothing else has reached that same heights, and actually, the last video I got age restricted. I think it's because I said the word "fuck" too many times. In succession, at least. So... Honestly, I appreciate the suggestions, Val. I do appreciate it. Honestly, it just means that you're, like, wanting to, like... What's the word? Communicate about these kind of things? Maybe? Get involved in it? I don't know. But you understand what I mean. Well, not just help out, but it's more just like... Well, yes, also communicate, but, like... I guess it is all about involvement, you know, like... I think, like... Yes, taking part. There we go. Like... When you're streaming, it can be very difficult to stream if no one's there. And believe it, I've done it before, and it's like, you basically have to be able to hold your own conversation with yourself. And I am good at that. Off-stream. Off-stream, I'll talk to myself about the randomest shit, and I'll have, like, debates with myself about it. I can't do that in real life, on here, though, because I sound schizophrenic. It's one of those things I'd love to be able to channel more, but I feel like when I'm streaming, it's like you're on display then. And it's one of those things where it's like little talks that you have with yourself which aren't for display with anyone. Like, the amount of times I've talked to myself about, like, card game mechanics and how things work. It's honestly obscene. Or just, like, weird moral debates I've had with myself, or, like, debates about my past. And, well, you know, some of those things are obviously quite personal, and I'm not wanting to share them with everyone, I guess. Perceive. I before E, except after C. It is all about perspectives, you're right. I think I'm pretty good at, like, looking at myself objectively and understanding it, though. But, understanding myself to some extent, at least. I'm not going to be, prideful enough to say I understand myself. I don't think anyone understands anything. At least not fully. But, yeah. All you can do, really, is try. I want to play Warhammer Dawn of War later in the week. This theatre is huge. Yeah, we are we're planning on doing some renovations with it over the next, hopefully a couple of months. If Buster's not able to, I might have to go to an outside contractor. But, yeah, I think it's about time. Because, again, doing this 2 years now, and I've not updated anything really. Except for, like, emotes and stuff, so I should probably bother doing something like that. Streaming's expensive. You're obviously on the stage, but why do I see a gaming setup behind it? What gaming setup? Oh, you mean these fellows here? Oh, you know, these are just like decorations and such. You know, just to make the place feel a bit more lived in and all that. That's why we have Ghostmon. No, we have Bakemon and Soulmon. The evolution of Bakemon, which just put on a hat. We have Burke over here, one of my favourite fellows. Of course, we have the M. Bison Yes gif. Here we have a Snorlax with its eyes open from Pokemon Stadium. We have Gengar over here being like, excuse me, but what the fuck? And of course, we have Cool Porygon. And who doesn't love Cool Porygon? We all love a bit of a Cool Porygon here and there. And sometimes, all you need is a cool polygon. The Gengar is funny. Yeah, I love the Gengar. Let me move him a bit. Oh god, no, not that one. No, hang on. There we go. Good on you, Gengar. Yeah, love that Gengar. What the fish? Yeah, sometimes you just need a few decorations just to make it feel like you can live in. I choose not to because I'm a civilized man. Oh, I'm highly uncivilized. Cunt. I just remembered I saw this meme a while ago. It's like Dracula from like an old film saying, I believe this is what they call serving cunt. I do not know what that means, but nevertheless, cunt is served. I said nothing at all. I'm actually a mute. Everything you're hearing right now is just a hallucination you have invented, Val. I'm sorry, but the accident was 5 years ago. It's time to wake up. Val, look into my eye, my green eye, my glowing one. Val. Wake up, Val. Wake up. Right. Enough of that. I do kind of like being this close there. It's very, like, intimate. I'm just going into the bathroom. Oh, it's on the third door on your left. You don't want to go into the third door on your right. You make that mistake only once. Well, maybe not twice, really, but only once. And you'll never do it again. All this music is from this, like, playlist. It's in this video called Future Funk Mix 2021 edition. It's full of, like, magical girl stuff in, like, the video for it. It's really quite aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, I just find it really, it's just separated to look at. On the left, and then you turn, then you turn. It's your funeral, Val. Your funeral. You ever seen Cardcaptor Sakura? I got it in the English dub. They call it Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura, great show, lovely little show. Well, it's not little. It's like 50+ episodes long, but yeah, great show. Indeed, it does mean cherry blossom. Plum blossoms are also quite nice. It's like a pink tree. I think plum blossoms are more common over here. General Sherman? Who? What? Search it up. He stands proud. General Sherman. Wait. I'm getting... Oh, General Sherman tree. Right, I was going to say, some trees are here. But then this one random military man showed up, and it's like... these are big boys. Big boy. A giant sequoia located in elevation. Okay, where is it located? Lindsay Creek. Wait, no. Sequoia. Tulare County National Park in the U.S. state of California. It is the largest known living single-stem tree on Earth. Wow. Very impressive. I think it's about average. Very cool. I love that kind of stuff. It's like a natural wonder of the world. Oh, your pardon is begged. Did you say something? I say many things, and nothing at all. It is up to you to determine whether I said anything or not, or at least anything of value. Granted, whatever value can be drawn from language is surely just up to someone's perspective, right? We all can glean something from something. Others cannot glean something from anything. Life is bad like that. I forgot it's theatre. This whole thing is a performance we as Chatter Unrolled. Exactly. Do you know the British tradition of pantomime? Have you heard of it? It's like a very classic. It's a very classic form of British theatre. It's still done today, especially around like holiday seasons, like Easter and Christmas. Essentially, what it is, it's a. It's like a big play, generally very family friendly. A lot of the times they'll be on like famous stories, like fairy tales and such like that. Like years ago, they would have been done for like, and sometimes they can still be done for like Bible stories as well. But yeah, it's a very, very old type of play. Again, very family friendly a lot of the time. Oftentimes playing on some old fairy tale or fable, and it's all about audience interaction. You'll often have like some kind of character who's designed to just kind of like coax the audience on and interact with them. You might feel like, oh no it isn't, oh yes it is, oh, like that kind of thing, where someone on stage will be like, oh no it isn't, and then the audience will respond in turn. A lot of tropes like that. Generally there's always some kind of character who's in drag. Like a lot of times there's a bit of like, it is family friendly. Oftentimes, at least nowadays, it's pretty common to include some kind of like saucy humor for like adults to get, especially for like adults who are like going with their kids and such, the children. Yeah. Also, please keep a rule. Well, exactly. Yeah. Without the audience, there is no performance. Performance is inevitable. I mean. No, performance is inherent in being viewed. I guess that's why it's hard to stream without anyone in your chat, in your viewership. But yeah, it's all about audience interaction, getting the audience to help out on things. Very like fun events generally. Again, a lot of times they're really popular around like big holiday seasons. Yeah, a lot of schools will go do trips to them around Christmas time as well, and. It's very common for schools to get like discounts and stuff as well. Very fun events. But yeah, it's really like old. Hang on, how long has it been around for now? Pantomime. It's pretty old. Let's have a look here. Pantomime, type of musical comedy stage. Oh yeah, music as well is often a big part of it. Informally known as panto, type of musical comedy stage production designated for family entertainment. Developed in England and is performed throughout United Kingdom, Ireland, and to a lesser extent other English-speaking countries. I've never heard of it outside of the UK. Modern pantomime. Especially during Christmas and New Year seasons. Modern pantomime includes songs, gags, slapstick comedy, and dancing. Generally combines gender-crossing actors and topical humour with a story more or less based on well-known fairy tale, fable, or folk tale. It's a participatory form of theatre in which the audience is encouraged and expected to sing along with certain parts of the music and shout out phrases to the performers. Developed early in the 16th century Commedia dell'arte tradition of Italy and other European and British stage traditions, such as the 17th century masques and music hall, and brought about a pantomime until the late 19th century was the harlequinade. Outside of the British Isles, the word pantomime is often said to mean miming rather than theatrical form described here. Didn't know that last part. Don't know why people get nervous with so many. I enjoy acting as a way to as a form of escapism. I think like a little bit of nerves before a show is important. It's good. I once heard some advice that if you're not scared at all before going on a show the first time, you're not a good actor. because it means that you're like not putting any, you're not nervous about things going wrong, and so you're not going to try. What happened? Did it just expire then? I've never seen that happen before. What the heck? Wowzers. You've made history here, Val. You lost it mid-speech. Incredible. Truly fascinating stuff. We must experiment on you and find out how this happened. Damn me. But yeah, I just remembered a really funny story. I was doing a play one time, and I had to start off the play at the very front of the stage, just like sitting on the very front of it. And it was really, really annoying, because my family, two of my family members were there watching me, and they decided to get to the very front, and I could see them right in front of me, and it was like, this is so awkward. Because I was like sitting right in front of them, just they were right there. Being first is the worst, yeah. I had to like do this thing where I crawled back onto the stage. From being at the very front of it. And there's a little like step ladder going down it. And yeah, it's like, I was like, why did you have to sit at the very front of it? Well, we didn't know you were going to be there. Like, no one sits at the very front of it. You don't go to a cinema and be like, you know what, I'm going to sit at the very front of the screen. Because then you have to fucking look your head up all the time. No one wants to do that. Come on. And then sure, being first is best in evacuation. Honestly, in exams, I would prefer to go first. Granted, I have dyspraxia, so I often get extra time, and at least in written exams, I get extra time. So that's not a huge deal for me, I guess. If it's a practical exam, though, I mean, sure, yeah. I do remember this one time, I had was it English literature class? And, this is a long time ago now. Yeah, that video got age restricted. Glad you liked it there. I need to do more stuff. You know, there's a video on there which is called The Confession, which got massive. I think it's probably because of the thumbnail. It has the artist Hirone in the thumbnail for it. Because Hirone is based. Yeah. Nothing else has reached that high since. I'm honestly kind of pissed off that that first one did so well. Because, like, I wasn't intending it to. It was just meant to be a little thing to put on like a little portfolio kind of thing. But it kind of like set a really bad precedent for things going forward. And it's like, this is definitely a fluke. I shouldn't like set this as the main one. I think at that point now, I am like okay to accept that. It is cringe, but it's free. Man, I'm a VTuber. What the fuck do you want from me? I'm an anime boy on the internet. How is everything here not cringe? Didn't know his ahem are big. His what now? It's been a long time since I recorded the video. I'm not sure what you mean. You are a gentleman out there, sir. True enough, true enough. What was I going to say beforehand there? I can't remember now. What was I saying? I don't even know. But yeah. No, I don't know what I was saying. Never mind what you were saying. What were any of us saying? Where are we? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Where are you? I'm over here. Perfect time to change topics, indeed. No, but yeah, what was it? No, it was about, I was talking about, how is your fine day going? It's going terribly. I've had a terrible last few weeks, actually. Well, not terrible, like, more like my own depressive episodes have been not the best recently, but you know what? You just gotta work through it. I took a... Yeah, you know, I don't want to, like, complain about it on here, because it's, like, it's unfair on you or anyone else who would be happening to listening in to hear some whiny British guy complaining about being depressed, and it's like, but you're British, you're always depressed. And then we play the laugh track. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. But you're British, you're always depressed. Oh, okay, bit delayed. Bit delayed, but you get the idea. Why? 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 I don't understand. Why? Please, sir, don't fart again. These winds in here are very strong. They carry this smell everywhere. Even though I'm broke now, how about you get fixed then? See, this would be a great time to play the laugh track, but the button now is so far away from where my hand is. It's just, no. I have to, like, reach over, like, 5 centimeters to do it. The point should have a name. I've always thought of, like... the points are called tickets, normally. That's what I said. Look, if you look at them, there are tickets. Masquette. That's fun. You get a complimentary mask when you enter. Not this one though. This one's like bound to my face. This one's just like grafted itself into my skin. I can tear it off, but it's extremely painful to do so. And also, it makes people go insane when they look at it. Really glued in there, yeah. This fucking weird demonic entity just decided to get, hey, you know what, man? I'll make you immortal, but we're gonna need some Gorilla Glue. It's not itchy, actually, no. I mean, it was for the first time, but that was like, when it first started, it was pretty, not itchy, but aggravative. But, that was a few centuries ago now. Now, it's just kind of like a part of my face. It can change form, though. If I wanted to, it can change appearance slightly. You like when you scratch it, wood.exe noise. No, I don't need to scratch it anymore, though. I've not needed to for quite a while. It's also not made of wood either, which is surprising. I don't know what it's made out of, actually. It feels flexible. Is it made of wood or plastic or redacted material? I honestly don't know. It doesn't seem to be of, like, mortal making. Like, it looks like... How do I describe it? It feels... It looks like it would be ceramic, but it's not. It's, like, not fragile enough for that, and I can't break it. I've tried. Nothing works. So I guess redacted is probably the best way to put it. Chemical X it's made of. It's over 9,000! What 9,000?
Actually, it's over 8,000. That was a line mistranslation by the original dubbers.
Of course, the actual line doesn't matter. The idea is that it's just an extremely large number, which he has been able to surpass.
This is my nerd voice, and, This is the voice I use when I have superior intellect to my peers.
Actually, you forgot the full stop in your sentence.
Actually, when you're using real physical speech, you don't use a full stop. In fact, it's not even called a sentence when you speak, it's called an utterance. I wouldn't expect someone of your feeble mind to understand such grand concepts, though.
Where did I keep my tomatoes? Actually, that reminds me of something. So I've been into like Duel Masters recently, the card game. It was a thing in like English-speaking regions years ago, back in like the early 2000s. But it's not been a thing. It got cancelled. It has been a thing in Japan though for years since it came out, and it's one of the biggest card games in Japan. But some of the the flavor text and some of the cards are like really awful. Some of them are really funny. Like yeah, what's this one called? What is it? Where's it gone? What is it called? It might be Duel Masters. I'll just spell it out in chat actually. Duel Masters, yeah, it's been a big thing in Japan for years. It's one of the biggest card games in Japan, but it got cancelled in English-speaking regions years ago. Hang on, let's have a look. Where's it gone? Yeah. Astral Warper has a really cool card flavor text, which I thought was really funny. It says, "Can you even comprehend the overwhelming intellectual advantage I have over you?" And it's this like giant space dragon made of like ether and water. Very, very cool. Can you even comprehend the overwhelming intellectual advantage? I totally don't live there, so Amazon. You totally don't live there. I see. So the katakana is just there to put everyone off. It's a red herring. I'm sure if you went to like any kind of card shop or hobby shop, you'd probably see some Duel Masters. I think it's really annoying trying to look it up in English now, because whenever you type in Duel Masters, you just get Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Totally, my Google doesn't say Google JP or Amazon JP. Surely not. No, surely not. Surely not. But yeah, there's a bunch of cool ones. Like there's a card called Balom, Master of Death. I think in Japanese it's called Demon God Emperor Balom. I get Duolingo. God damn it. Hang on, what would the hiragana for it be? Maybe you could get it better by typing that in. Hang on. Let's have a look at it here. Where is... Hang on. I'm trying to get the... Hello, Thorn. Absolutely, you're not late. We're talking about Duel Masters because life is terrible. Hang on. Translate. Hang on. I'm just trying to copy and paste the thing so that you can get the... There we go. Oh, God damn it. There we go. Right, okay. Try looking up this on Duel Masters. I have a Japanese keyboard. Oh, right, okay then. Right, okay, never mind then. But no, that should, if you look at that, you should be able to find it fairly easily. I've been playing gacha games as well. I keep seeing adverts for AFK Journey. I'm not particularly interested in it. I'm fine with what I have at the moment in terms of gacha games. And also the art style doesn't necessarily interest me that much, but yeah, it's certainly being big. Ah, naruhodo. How is it though? Is it actually decent? it's always like a bit of a risk making a gacha game nowadays because so many have actually gotten optimized to be decent and enjoyable. Like a lot of games really struggle to make a big splash, and I don't know if AFK Journey is going to be it. Granted, I don't like the idea of a game being AFK. I want to be engaged by it. If I'm going to put time in something, it better be engaging. Pretty genuinely good, and it has a better pull system than what Genshin Impact has. That's not a hard bar to do, though. That's not a hard bar. Right? Genshin Impact's pull rates are terrible, and its pull system is not good. None of Hoyoverse things are. Like, the fact that they don't add any cards to the barely add any character to the general gacha is ridiculous. It kind of has a Yu-Gi-Oh feel, but more... Well, I think a lot of people at the time thought it was more like a Yu-Gi-Oh feel, but it's Duel Masters... It's from Wizards of the Coast, who made Magic the Gathering, and it's kind of more like a Japanese version of Magic the Gathering, if anything. Imagine Yu-Gi-Oh mixed with Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh itself is already derived from Magic itself, so... maybe that's a bit, redundant to say. But, yeah... It's kind of just, like, become its own thing now. Despite the fact that Wizards of the Coast fucked it over in English-speaking countries. Talking about AFKing, but it's more interactive than what I thought it was going to be. That's good. That's good. Right. Getting lucky in Honkai Star Rail, but trash at Genshin. It happens, don't worry about it. It happens. Be goodot. Bigudotsu. No, I don't think any of, like, Hoyoverse's pulls or systems are that good. Which you can explore and pull system actually feels fair enough. That's good. Yeah. No, I've seen them. I have a Japanese keyboard on my phone, but not on my computer. I should probably get an extension for it. Sure, get a free one or something like that. Easy enough. But, what was I going to say then? Yeah, like, it annoys me that, like, okay, so, as someone who's been playing a lot of Nikkei for the past year, Nikkei always adds its new characters to the general roster role after, like, every, like, big update, right? So, like, you'll have, like, an event period where they'll have the story event for that character, and they'll have the character on a higher rate, and then after that, when they get to I think maybe every quarter or something like that, or every larger update, they'll add the characters in to the general pool. So if you miss them out of the chance, you can still get them, which is good. Some stuff which you can interact with in AFK and could also do with all the stuff without AFKing. Okay, that's good. It's just, I don't think having AFK in your name is a good sell, at least not for me. No worries, Val. Take your time. Get a drink. Kill a virgin. And use their blood to summon the old god, the Murphazet. Speaking of drink. Oh man. I just ran out of virgins the other day. Oh yeah, I should, okay. I keep seeing people do exclamation point lurk. I should probably do like a lurk command, shouldn't I? I never felt the need for it, but if people want it. Because I've seen a few people do it, and I always just kind of forget about it. I'll do like a lurk command. Hashtag gunpoint, you should. Hashtag gunpoint? Exclamation mark gunpoint. We don't have a gunpoint command either. I don't know what commands we do have. Can't remember now. See, this is what I'm saying. Everything needs an overhaul. We need, like, new commands. We need new backdrops. And we need new assets and everything like that. I want a chat box. It was probably because AFK Arena was all about AFKing, and AFK Journey is a sequel to AFK Arena. AFK Journey is more interactive. I think I've heard of AFK Arena. AFK Arena was big, right? It still is big? I'm going to talk like this. BRB. I'm going to ignore the exclamation marks. Yeah, was AFK Arena big? I feel like I've heard of that. Maybe I was getting confused with them. Either way, yeah, I don't think putting AFK in your name isn't a big sell for me, because it's like, it implies that the entire thing is meant to be away from keyboard. Which is not, again, not what I'm after in a game. I want to be engaged with by a game. It's like a TV show, right? Like... AFK Arena. Images. Oh, yeah. I've seen some of this. Like, the game is pretty relaxing. That's good, at least. Yeah. That's good. It's not, like, high stakes or anything. Like, granted, a lot of these kind of games tend to have, like, really easy to get into content, but, like, the hardcore stuff is only available later on. Is, like, requires your actual attention. That's often how they work, isn't it? God, I remember playing Pokemon Masters, and, like, having some of the high-end stuff in that is, like, brutally punishing. Like, it's reliant on skill, team composition, and also just sheer dumb luck. Some of it is just bullshit as well. Like, a lot of it is designed to be such, though, you know? And yeah, it sucks when, like... Okay, I think I've mentioned this before. It really annoys me when gacha games are constantly... They're constantly breaking their own game balance as more and more characters are introduced, right? So, like, from what I've heard, it seems like Honkai Star Rail seems to do this all the time. When Blade got introduced, everyone was saying he's really overpowered. When Kafka got introduced, everyone was talking about how she was really good. What's her name? Amanda Lee voices her. She's the one who wears the blindfold. Indeed, you did hear Honkai Star Rail. What's her name with the blindfold on? Again, Amanda Lee voiced her in English. Jing Liu, yes. When she came in, everyone's like, she's completely broken. She's absolutely busted. I know there's that new character who's kind of like the Honkai version of Raiden Shogun. The Honkai's Raiden. Star Rail's Raiden is apparently broken as well. And it's like, I don't think it's healthy for these kind of games to just keep introducing characters who break the game all the time. Because it doesn't incorporate... I don't think it promotes a healthy game, you know? Right, it's pretty easy to mess up at the beginning with how you spend your resources in that game, so you probably need to watch a few... Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. I don't think it should be necessary to have to do that, though, I guess. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. And I'm all free to play. Do you have every single character? No, I've not played it. I've not paid any money either. I kind of dropped it. So, like, after... I mean, I've mentioned this on Discord as well. You probably see me talk about it, Thorn. But, I dropped it after the whole story arc with the Lawfu. I kind of dropped it after that point because it wasn't interesting to me. The Lawfu, I think, was kind of boring anyway. It just felt like Space China, which isn't terrible, but it was also not what I'm after in a big sci-fi epic, right? And, like, there was definitely some cool stuff in there. Like, you have these ships born from trees, and they're, like, grown with, like, the blueprints embedded into them. And that's cool. A lot of it still just felt like Space China. And also, they kept hinting at this big payoff for things to do with, like, Dan Heng. Nothing came of it. There was nothing there. They fumbled it so badly. They peaked really early with Bellabog, and then it just took a fucking nosedive for the entirety of Space China. And apparently the new place is meant to be pretty good for the actual 2.0, but I think it's one of those games where I don't think I'm gonna need to give it a bit more time before I'm willing to get into it. Gacha games is all about power creeping. For the most part, it's pretty hard to release balanced characters from the get-go. True enough. Okay, so I didn't know they gave a 5-star. No, actually, I did keep getting emails saying, "Oh yeah, we have like a new free pools going on for the anniversary." And like, that's great. I'm not gonna go back into the game. I don't feel like going back in yet. I need some more. I need something more to wait for. And I have subtitles in English in Star Rail. That's fair enough. I just play it in English because I like it, and also, I don't know, I like a lot of the English cast. Again, Amanda Lee, my queen, is in the game. Did make it entertainment well. Yeah, that's the new one, isn't it? Yeah, I know a lot of. I've heard that it's like pretty good stuff in the new area, the 2.0 area. Penacony, yeah. Which it hinted at before you went to the Space China, Luofu, but they got like sidetracked. A fake Mickey to voice a character. Huh? Hey kids, wanna come to the clubhouse? Huh? Spread your butt cheeks, huh? Blow! Say, fellas, anyone hear the door to darkness? There's PvP content, PvE content in AFK Journey, and different characters are better at PvE. That's good. Okay, that's good. It gives characters versatility in certain aspects. That's nice. Some are good at a little bit of both, and characters only good at AFK farm. I did start Grand Blue Fantasy at the beginning of the year, actually, and man, no, not at the beginning of the year, maybe in February or something like that, or beginning of March. And like, because it's like, oh yeah, it's the 10-year anniversary of the game. The guy I know was like, you got to try it out, and all these free pulls. And like, that's great. And I tried it. I just couldn't bother logging in every day because it's like I'd not gotten far enough into the game to want to care about it, right? When I initially played Nikkei, I put it down after like a couple of days, and I'm not far enough in the game to really be invested into it. Admittedly, I got back into it when I saw that Noir, the hot bunny girl, came out, and I want to play this. And it's like, oh, the event's already done with her. But okay, I'll give it a go so I can still get her. And I got into the game more and actually really enjoyed it. I think in order to get into these kind of games, I need to be invested in the actual game itself, not just get it for the sake of it. And yeah, no, regarding Honkai, I love the lore of that game. I think the idea of this, like, entire universe is being governed and manipulated by these astronomical beings, which don't make any sense, and are kind of just randomly formed. Like, the idea of, like, Noah's the... Like, no, it keeps saying, like, oh, yeah, you ascend to Eonhood. People, things ascend to Eonhood, right? Like, Land the Hunt was originally a normal guy, a human being, before the world got destroyed by the effects of Yaoshi the Abundance. And they ascended into Eonhood in the Rage. And, like, it doesn't even need to be human to do that. Like, the, what's her name called? The insect thing, Taseromph, that's it, yeah. Taseromph was just, like, the last of its species, and in its despair at realizing this, it turned into this gigantic insect eon, which simply wished to propagate and birth new versions, birth new species, or new copies of itself in order to, like, make its species flourish again. And you don't even need to be organic. Noah's the Erudition, Noah's the Erudition was once a supercomputer designed by humanity to find the secrets of the universe, only to eventually ascend to Eonhood itself, and become what many consider to be the most the being which knows the most about everything in the universe. No PvP content, PvE. Oh wait, no, I read that already, didn't I? Hang on. I feel like in every gacha game you should guarantee one character you really want for free, not gonna lie. A lot of times they'll give you like a free 5-star, but oftentimes it's not who you want. Still can't believe Genshin and are Chinese, right? Even though they're agreeing. No. I mean, I get it, right? Like, relatively, the Chinese ban on video games only happened relatively recently. It's in over a decade now, but you know. Granted, Honkai Star Rail is going under a lot of, like, censorship in China now, apparently. I mean, it always has been. God, fucking... I was, like, so hyped for, like, Zenless Zone Zero, and then I found out two things. Number one, it's a gacha game, and I'm like, oh, I kind of thought this was just going to be a cool action game, never mind. Number two, what's her name? The pink-haired girl, she's really hot. Either way, they nerfed her boob size, and you might think, oh, you're just being a perv. And it's not about that. I mean, I think don't get me wrong, I love big boobs, but no, not March 7th, from Zenless Zone. But I think it was more just like the censorship of it in general, which just kind of irked me the wrong way. And I know why they did it. It's because Chinese censorship laws are draconian because it's a draconian government, right? We all know this. You know, people might not want to say it, but it's true. I've got a good friend of mine who's from China, who's thankfully not heard anything bad happen to him, but he's definitely heard some stories. And it's like, oh, I see. And yeah, you know, they don't want corporations getting more powerful than them. Or they don't want them to have the people to like corporations more than their own government, which is inevitable. So yeah, I get why, but it's more just like the idea of censorship in general. Especially in like a modern age where it seems that we're kind of regressing on ourselves, you know? Like, censorship is becoming more and more common again in order to appease investors and advertisers. And it's like, people spent years trying to avoid this, and now it's just regressing on itself. What the fuck happened? What is humanity? We're all fucking brain-dead losers. Apparently, Gen Alpha is apparently getting really into, like, dark and edgy humor. And it feels cyclical, you know, like, in a world of censorship, people start getting more and more edgy to, like, fight back against that. And then things start to get less restrictive, but then people start to get upset by this, and then it gets restrictive again, and then people get edgy again. And it seems like a cyclical thing, almost. Maybe I'm thinking about this too much. Regarding what you were saying, Thorn, earlier on about game balance as well, like, okay. I always talk a lot about card games because I like card games. In any kind of game, or fighting games as well is one I do enjoy fighting games a lot. Any kind of game is difficult to balance, right? Now, in a game which is you're meant to compete against each other. I choose you, Uno Reverse. No, sorry. Before that was a bit like a serious topic, I know. Sorry about that. I get genuinely annoyed by censorship stuff. Anyway, no, like, regarding the, game balance, you do not want a game to be too balanced. Right? You don't. So, the first real fighting game was, I think it was just called Karate. It was on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And it... Don't have a go at Nightbot. Nightbot's just doing their job. Nightbot's a good boy. Yeah, I believe it was just, Karate, and you played it, it was you versus an opponent, and you had to just, land 3 points on them. In a match of karate, like in an actual like sporting match of it, right? And each player has the same moves available. Actually, no, I think multiplayer only got put in a later version of the game. Either way, both you and the opponent had the exact same moves available, and it makes sense, right? And it's completely balanced as a result of that. You all have exactly the same movements available, and that's fine. It's not necessarily the most interesting thing in the world. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it can be tense. And indeed, when everyone can do the same thing, it can be even more tense. I don't know if you guys have ever played the game Nidhogg. That game can be very intense because both characters can only do... all players involved in Nidhogg can only do the same thing. And it can be very intense and stressful as a result of that, because it's not like you can like outmaneuver certain movements and such, which one player can do, and you can take advantage of a certain weakness a certain character has, because everyone does the same thing. It all depends on what swords you're able to pick up and such. But even then, like, different weapons and stuff will give you advantages in Nidhogg. So there is deliberate imbalance in there. Regarding this old karate game, it's fine, but it's maybe a bit too balanced. Look at fighting games, though. Fighting game characters are often very different from each other, which inevitably makes them unbalanced, because people want a variety of characters to play as. If you all played as the same karate guy, but they just had a different colour, there'd be no point in having them, right? Different characters are there to give you different playstyles, to be different, and being different inevitably makes you unbalanced. Granted, again, a little bit of unbalance is fine, right? Like, and indeed, it makes things... Oh, I think my tracking just died. Yeah, my tracking just died. Hang on. Un momento. I should disappear for one moment. There we go. Okay, we're back, boys. Yeah, fighting game balance is a tough thing to manage because you need to be able to make sure that like your characters aren't so broken that they make it unfun, but they're different enough from each other to make different playstyles available, different things available. Looking at card games as well, you know. Oftentimes, cards are split into different things, like different factions or different colors or things like that. And it's in order to like present different playstyles available. Yu-Gi-Oh! Did not have this for a long time, and so it meant there was only really one or two decks, which was just the strongest deck types. Of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fixed this by eventually implementing archetypes, which are essentially that kind of thing, right? Like the strong things, strong decks which are limited by what they can be used with. Now, why is this important? It allows you to make different playstyles within a limited pool and still be balanced. Theoretically. Of course, not always the time. Indeed, many decks in card games are often better than other ones. So, you know, you got to live with that. Just play the game anyway, because, you know, there's going to be imbalance when there's different cards which have different effects. Otherwise, if every card had the same effect, and we did the same thing, that'd be really boring. You might as well just play with an actual deck of playing cards then. Yeah. Regarding gacha games, though, a lot of them do not have player versus player elements. As a result, I don't understand the need for new characters to constantly push the meta. And I know why. It's because having characters with big numbers and big powerful attacks makes people want to get them more. However, in a gacha game, people will firstly be drawn to a character's design. Much like in fighting games, you will be drawn to a character design before anything else. In card games, you will likely be drawn to the aesthetics of a card game or of an archetype within a card game, and that's what makes you want to pick it up. Maybe not always, but most of the time. So yeah. Aesthetics should be the focus. It should not be the big numbers game. And I don't like that Hoyoverse or Mihoyo, whatever you want to fucking call them, it's all the same. I don't like that they're constantly doing this kind of weird stuff, like it just inflating the meta with uber powerful characters who you need to get if you want to even play the game at some point. And no, they've been doing this since the very beginning. Like March 7th was introduced in this, like one of the characters you get given, and she's a 4-star character. She's an ice, and she's an ice attribute preservation character. One of the first characters they released in the gacha was an ice attribute preservation character who's better than her in almost every way, being Geralt. Geralt? Yeah. Not Geralt. No, not Geralt. What's his name with the big fucking suitcase? Can't remember his name now. But yeah, he's just like objectively better in a lot of ways, and it's annoying. It's like, well, why would you, if you get him, why would you ever want to use March 7th? And you could, well, surely she has a higher speed stat than her. She has a higher speed stat than him. Gepard, that's his name, Gepard. She has a higher speed stat than Gepard. So there is some niche usage to her. And like, well, yes, maybe, but also like Gepard just gives a shield to everyone, and can like has a really high freeze chance and stuff like that. You know. And I get it, like, again, 5-star characters are what people want. They know people want them. They will make them hard to obtain, and they'll make them deliberately very strong to encourage people to actually spend money on the game. But yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. I'm always surprised playing Nikke when people are like, oh my god, this character's awful, don't pull them. Or like, this character doesn't break the game in any way. And like, why would you want it to? Why are people wanting things to break the games they're playing? Breaking a game makes it unplayable, right? Right? No one wants that. No one should want that realistically, I don't think. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It weirds me out. It's weird to me that people want you to want games to have stuff which deliberately breaks them, rather than have an actual variety of characters or things available to use. They'd rather have one broken option, which is introduced at a later point, which invalidates everything else. I don't understand that mentality. It sounds completely ridiculous to me. Like, when Red Hood is a character in Nikke, when she got introduced, and there was like a big build-up for her, because she's a massively important character in the lore of the game. Apparently, I didn't know this until like a couple of weeks after she was released. Apparently, people were making a fuss about this online, because she wasn't overpowered enough. They thought she was too weak to be such a big event, and they had to update the game to buff all her numbers up. And I'm like, why is that such a big... Okay, I understand you want her to be good, but like, surely she was good anyway, she just wasn't broken. And people wanted her to be broken, I don't understand why. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of like a weird one here, thinking that a character's personality and design should be what you're going for, rather than like the meta. Granted, you know, a lot of people play these kind of games competitively. They want the high tier stuff, like, you know, like the new character Bay came out in Nikke recently, and apparently a lot of people say in like terms of like meta viability, she's not that good. But I don't fucking care. Like, she's a hot cheerleader girl, and a lot of people have the same thought. Yes, she's a hot cheerleader girl. What's not to love about her? Of course I'm gonna fucking pull her, and I did pull her. I didn't get her to like 3 stars or anything, because you get multiple versions of her, multiple copies of her for that. I'll do that at a later point. But yeah, I've got the one of her, and now I'm gonna save up. And Nikke is pretty generous with its free stuff as well, so. They gave you a lot of free stuff in that game, which is surprising. I have spent money on Nikke actually, but it's more to buy like costumes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm streaming for an hour now. It's 10 minutes past 5 where I am. Oh, hi Val. You missed my big rant there. Val, I was thinking of swapping to a game for a little while, just for an hour or so. I wasn't too streaming earlier, but I missed out on doing that. Yeah, I think I'm streaming a game. Maybe. Oh, right, I see. Illogical. Should I stream a game or not? I found Broken Mass into this stage. They were like failed experiments. Don't ask about those ones. It's better not to ask. It's better not to ask. Cobwebs. Hey, actually, there shouldn't be cobwebs. I do try to keep this place as clean as possible. How dare you insinuate that there will be cobwebs in my theatre? You, sir! Not under the stage. Oh. No, I try to keep everything as clean as possible even throughout... No, when I say the throughout the theatre even, not just the stage. Oh, dearie me. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Da da. There's a secret door under the stage where it had ketchup on it. I left it. Okay, I have a question. Are you one of those people who hates ketchup? I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently there are a lot of people who just despise ketchup for some reason. I don't understand why. It's weird to me. I like ketchup. You ever had ketchup fried rice? Ketchup fried rice is really good. No, it's not blood. Blood tastes different to ketchup. Yeah, like there's a really nice what's it called? What's it called? Blood tastes like iron. We have iron. No, like there's a really nice it's like Chinese style Western fried rice. It uses ketchup in it and fried rice. It's like Canto Western cuisine, or like Western Canto cuisine more specifically. But yeah, it's really nice. It's really really good. You use like just day-old rice or just rice you've already steamed beforehand to fry it. Ketchup. You can use like hot dog sausages, peppers, onion if you want it. I don't like onion, so whatever. But yeah, it's really really nice. That's why we stay away from the rust. Hey now. We stay away from the rust because it paints you orange. I'm getting really hungry now. I might end stream now and go and make some food early. I wanted to make a big curry. I got a Massaman curry waiting for me. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a spice blend myself. I bought a spice jar, but I'm gonna make a big jar of curry. I was thinking two. No worries then. Okay, you know what? Let's call it off for today. This is I would have streamed longer. I'm not feeling playing a game. You know what I mean? I was thinking of playing maybe a bit of Golden Sun. I'm just not feeling it. You know? A Shinkansen to catch. Well, hang on a second. Wait a minute. I just realized, if you're in Japan, isn't it like super early for you right now? Or super late? I have a Shinkansen to catch tomorrow to Kyoto. Kinda? What do you mean kinda? What time is it? It is 5 o'clock in the UK. Well, just before 20 past 5. 1 AM. So it's more really late for you, I guess. My brother lives in Japan doing teaching at the moment. And yeah, he's never awake at this time because he just gets to bed early so he can go to school early in the morning. Yeah. I'm not used to people being up at that late at night. It's weird. Because I like staying up late, but you know, whatever. It's better for my mental health to sleep earlier though. Okay then. Let's wrap up for today then, folks. Val, it's been lovely having you here. I do hope you have a wonderful sleep. Thorn, thank you for coming as well. I think you probably left the chat now, but it's okay, don't worry. Thank you for coming, Thorn. Any lurkers as well? No worries, thank you for coming by. I'd always do appreciate it. Yeah. Don't break your gacha games, folks. Don't break your gacha games. They will need decent characters, but not ones which will break the game. Oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi. I will bring souvenirs of my trip to Kyoto. That sounds lovely. Have a good time, Val. I hope you have a nice one. I hope you have a really, really good trip. I'm looking forward to hearing them. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye. Have a good night. Bye. Bye.